oh no, oh no. Oopsie. Hello, it's me, Scott the Hedgehog. Have you missed me? Have you missed me? I had a little holiday. I went to Cadbury World because it's box of chocolate. Have you been? Put it in the comments if you've been. Anyway, doesn't matter. Sorry, I was busy thinking about chocolate. Anyway, today I want to show you something super exciting. Yeah, it is. It's mega exciting. Right, we're back in Minecraft again, but I wanted to show you. Do you remember from my other videos, my super rare mobs area? Well, have I got a surprise for you? So let's go. Oh, I can't wait to show you. Exciting. See, here we are. This is just the pet area that I built. So there's lots of pets that live in this little place. Look, there's a fox in there, and there's some bees in there, and some cats in there, and look, there's a bat in there. And look, there's where I keep some of my axolotls, including a blue one, of course. There's one of every colour. There's a pink one, a blue one, a gold one, and a white one as well, and a brown one as well. And every colour frog in the game, look, they're there. Anyway, that's not what I really wanted to come and show you today. What I wanted to show you was my super rare mobs area. Right, let's go over there. Right, are you ready? Here we are. We've landed. Now, you might have remembered this from before, but I have done some work, and I've redecorated the enclosures and made them more betterer. Yeah, so this one you probably remember from before. These are the brown mushrooms, but look, they've got no sort of brown mushroom outside and frames, and they've all got unique frames now as well. So there's that one, and behind me, look, behind me here, look, there's the sniffer. Look, he's got all nice flowers around him now for his border. That's the sniffer, and this one. Oh, look, here's. Well, can you see them? Can you see him? There he is. He's hiding behind this little post. It's a froggy. Hello, mate. But I think his enclosure looks much better. He's got lots of nice vines and things now. I'm going to save one to show you in a minute because it's very, very exciting, and it's taken me so long to get it. You won't believe. Do you remember these guys? Yeah, do you remember these guys? Well, don't worry. I know you can only see the swamp villager, but it doesn't mean the jungle villager's dead. No. Because now, look, they've also got, they're special. They've got an extra room at the back because, to be fair, there is two of them, isn't there? There's two. So they do need a bit more space. Otherwise, they'll probably get a bit annoyed with each other after a while. So and they've got nice border around their enclosure now too. Oh, look at that! Isn't it look good? Right, let me show you some more. Here is the peaceful pillager. Look, see, he hasn't got his crossbow anymore, so he wouldn't be able to shoot me. Hello, Mr. Pillager. How do you feel not having a crossbow? I bet you feel silly, don't you? Try and shoot me now. You can't. Right. And oh, look. Oh, isn't this cute? It's my snotty-nosed panda. I do have a pet snotty-nosed panda as well, of course, but that's not him. I wouldn't put him in the enclosure. That's just another snotty-nosed panda that I've got. Yeah, but he's there. Oh, hello, sitting up and saying hello, Mr. Panda. Right, and for more exciting mobs to show you. Whoa, look at this one. And now you're going to say, oh, Scott the Hedgehog, that's not rare at all, because it's just a spider. Well, yes, it might be a spider, but it's not any just spider. Or it won't be in a second, because look, let me show you. Now you see him, now you don't. Invisible spider. I don't suppose you can see an invisible spider. He is there, look. Look, can you see the red bits? Look, you can still see those bits. That's how you know he's still there. And on the other side, that's not just a spider. Look, ta-da! It's a spider jockey, a skeleton there. He's trying to escape. Naughty, naughty. Oh, and yes, actually, he hasn't died. This is the same one from my other rare mob video. I had to make sure that I put glass in the ceiling so he didn't suffocate, because that happened to one before when I was doing it. That was very annoying after spending all that time getting him. You can't just summon a jockey like that with an egg or anything, you know. Do you remember this guy? This was the one that pretty much started it all. This one's the Evoker. There he is, look. And he still looks a bit grumpy. Maybe it's because he doesn't have any chocolate. I'd get grumpy if I didn't have any chocolate. Oh, and I really like this one. This one looks cool. Can you remember what it is? Look, he's stood on the side so you can't really see him properly. There he is. Da-da-da, he's moving. It's the creaking. Oh, here he comes. Hello, Mr. Creaking, or Mrs. Creaking. I don't know. He looks like a Mr. Creaking to me. I think I'll call him Mr. Creaking. And then we've got the charged creeper. But look at all of his enclosure. I've remade it to make it look cool and green and red, a bit like a bleed and black like him with TNT. And can you spot the little creeper head on the wall as well? A nice little touch, you see. Look at that, you've got a little creeper head on the wall. So now he's got something to look at that looks a bit like him. You might say, Scott the Hedgehog, what's in here? I can't see anything. Well, that's because it's camouflaged. See, look, it's a pink sheep. Very rare, very hard to get. And look at all the nice amethyst border that I made for his enclosure. Doesn't it look nice with the pink and the purple? I think it looks really good. And purple and green go together really well as colours as well. So yeah, that's grass, because he needs grass to eat, because he's a sheep, because sheep eat grass. And look, there we go. Do you remember what this guy's called? That's right, it's the skeleton horse trap. Look, there he is, and he's got his whole enchanted bow as well, which definitely makes it rarer. And look, he's just stood there, and he's not suffocating either, because he's got glass in the ceiling as well. That's very important when you make these enclosures, you know, because otherwise they're suffocating the ceiling, and then they die, and then you get sad. Look, on this one, it's a special little enclosure just for this blue axolotl. And did you know that a blue axolotl has a 0.38% chance of spawning when you breed it? Sorry, I messed up. It's actually a 0.083% chance, which is incredibly low, and it makes it very hard. And you can't just get it from like an egg, or you can't summon a blue one. You have to breed it. And you would not believe how long it took to. Well, actually, if you want to know the full story about it, you'll have to watch my other video, because I talked about how difficult it was to get in that one. But look, here he is, the original one, all living happily in his little enclosure. And that's why he's got a name tag of ultra rare blue axolotl, because he is ultra rare. And because he's so special, I made sure that the frames were made out of diamond ore. Look at that in that coal. Doesn't that look good? I bet he really likes that. And then he's got some prismarine blocks and things inside his enclosure, and even a gold block in there. That's because he's special. Yes. Right, moving on. I've still got some to show you. Look, here is, ta-da, can you remember this one? That's right, it's the brown panda, and he's showing me his bum. I don't want to see your bum, brown panda, let's see your face. There we go, his face is better than his bum. We've confirmed that now. Brown pandas' faces are definitely better than brown pandas' bums. Put it in the comments if you agree or disagree with that. And look, he's got bamboo, and he's staring at me, and it's getting a bit scary. All right, don't. I think I maybe liked your bum a bit more now. Right. Let's leave him before he thinks I'm bamboo or something and tries to eat me. That wouldn't be good. Look at this. The ultra rare chicken jockey. See, look, it's a baby zombie villager in fully enchanted diamond armor, riding a chicken with an enchanted sword in his hand. Now it's an enchanted iron sword in his hand as well. So that's one of the absolute rarest mobs you can actually get in Minecraft. It's so hard to get it. And some people said about it being in his left hand, but in Bedrock Minecraft, you can't get things in the left hand like that without some experiment things and mods and stuff which we have not done. So there we are. There's the ultra rare chicken jockey. He's going to try and escape. Look, he's saying, I want to get out because I'm so rare. I want to show everybody how rare I am. Well, no, you can stay in there and I can look at how rare you are because you're my mob. Are you ready for the really exciting bit? Oh, I can't wait to show you this because I've waited so long to get this one. I had 19 out of 20, right? 19 out of 20 of the rarest mobs in Minecraft, and I couldn't get this one mob, and I only finally got it today, which is why I wanted to make this video and tell you that I've finally finished my rare mob collection. So drum roll please. Da, 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 da. Finally, the Enderman holding a mycelium block. Look at that. Look at him. He's holding a. Do you have any idea how rare or how hard it is to get that? Because Endermen, right, they teleport all over the place for a start, so they don't like to stay still. So you've got to get him in a boat, and then he doesn't. Then you can't just. You just can't make him pick a block up. You can't like throw him a block and expect him to pick it up. You have to hope that he picks a block up near you. And then it has to be mycelium, which is like one of the rarest blocks that naturally spawn because they only spawn in one place, which is crazy. So there's a bit of a story about how I finally got this Enderman to hold the mycelium block. So originally I got one in a boat, so he didn't teleport away, and I put all these mycelium blocks around him, thinking, oh well, hopefully he'll pick it up. And I even followed all the instructions, like it said, don't do it on a flat surface because you won't pick the blocks up. So I made sure there was different levels and there was mycelium blocks around him, thinking like, oh, this will be fine, he'll just pick it up eventually. But I've left him for weeks and weeks, and he's still just sat there and he hasn't picked up, not once, not a single time bothered picking up any of the mycelium blocks, and it was driving me crazy, and I almost gave up. I thought I was never going to be able to do it or get an Enderman holding a mycelium block, and my collection would be always incomplete, which would be rubbish. So what I found out was that there was a way of doing it. I even tried then. I thought, oh well, maybe I could do it with the commands, and even though that you can't do all the commands on the Bedrock as you can on Java, I thought, well, I could just get it to tell it to put a block in his hand, a mycelium block. But I tried that, and guess what? It didn't work, and I don't know why, but I've typed in all the code correctly, but it still would not work. And then I did some reading, After I typed in hundreds of different codes and different ways of trying to do it, and not any of them worked, and I was just about ready to completely give up. But then I found out after I did some reading, which I do some reading sometimes. You know, sometimes I like to read chocolate bar wrappers just to find out what's inside the chocolate, because it's important to know what you're eating. You know, imagine eating a chocolate bar, not realizing it was like a mint one or an orange one. You get a really big surprise. So I do some reading sometimes, and sometimes I read about Minecraft as well. And I read this thing about called experimental API, which I'd have no idea what that means. But what it does is it lets you access some of the experimental features in Minecraft. And that means like the tests and the ideas and the things that they're trying out and trying to make work. And it turns out that if you turn that mode on, that you can use the commands to put blocks in his hand. So I got him in his boat and brought the boat to, and then we had to name tag him. So I name tagged him something nice and simple, which was like CFG or CGH, I think it was. And then we typed this command in, which was / replace item entity at E open square brackets, and then name equals it's a bit complicated, so can I just show you the code? Look, there we go, here it is. Look, replace item entity E name equals, well, this time we called it slot weapon main hand, so that tells it where to put it, and then 1 mycelium block. See, so that's how you did it. And when we did that finally put a mycelium block in his hand. One important note on name tagging. So yeah, just an important thing. When you name tag something and you want to refer to it, you need to name it something kind of simple without any spaces in. That's really important. So you see, this time we just called it but it doesn't matter. You can call it like Abbas or Dave or anything you want, really, as long as it's simple and doesn't have any spaces and it's not the same as anything else. So don't go around calling everything otherwise it's going to make everything called that do what you want. So instead, give it a unique name without any spaces and make it simple. And then once you want to, if you want to copy this code and do that, just make sure that you put the name here that you put in, not unless you put then that's fine, you can do that too. So hopefully that helps explain how I did it. You would not believe that I tried to type something similar in, but without the experimental mode on my world, it wouldn't work, and I didn't know that at first. So now I know. So what do you think? Why don't you tell me in the comments which one? Now we've got all 20. Which one is your favourite? Actually, can I just quickly show you them all very quickly, just to remind you of them all? So make sure you can tell us. So remember, there's Sniffer's here, and then there's the brown mushrooms. They're there, and then we've got the frog, green frog. He's there, and then we've got the Enderman holding mycelium. I think he might be my favourite now because he was so hard to get. And there's the peaceful pillager because he hasn't got a crossbow anymore, so to shoot us. And then we've got the 2 villagers, so it's the swamp villager and the jungle villager that live together in this little house. And then there's the screaming the screaming goat. Hello, mate. Oh, just wait a minute and watch what happens. Don't be shy. Can you see he's called Ah? Oh, he's not doing it. He's being all shy now. Watch. That's why I call him Ah, because he goes ah. But he does that naturally without normally getting hit. Then we've got the snotty-nosed panda. He's a very popular one, I think. Then the bats. What are they doing in there? What are you doing in there? Hey, what are you doing in here? How did you get in here? Probably spawned in here. They don't normally live in this. This is where the invisible spider normally lives. Naughty bats. Not anymore, though. Dead bats now. There you go, Mr. Spider. You can have your house back. And we'll turn him invisible. There we go. There we go. Visible spider. The evoker. He's a classic. The skeleton spider jockey. Remember him? The evoker. The creaking, and I do think his enclosure looks exceptionally cool. This one does too. The charged creeper with all the TNT around him. The pink sheep, isn't the pink sheep cute? The blue axolotl, obviously the best axolotl. Don't tell the other ones though. They might get jealous when they find out he's got all of his own diamond ore enclosure. Wow. The skeleton horse trap. There he is, just chilling. The brown panda. Remember the one that looked like it wanted to eat us after he showed us his bum earlier? I don't think he will eat us though. And then the ultra rare chicken jockey, of course. So why don't you tell us in the comments which one your favourite is? Because there's and just as a special surprise, so I know you've had all 20, but there is one little secret one. Look, ta-da! An upside down drown. but that's right, an upside down drown in full netherite armour, holding a netherite sword. It wasn't in my original plan, but that's why I put him in, and I've hidden him behind this secret painting. Let me just get the right one back again. There. Oh, that's it was. There we go. That's the one that I wanted. So there we go. There is my finished super rare, ultra rare, rarest mobs in Minecraft collection. Tell me in the comments which one your favourite is, and what mobs you'd like me to try and get next. Or do you know any rare combinations that I've already forgotten? And maybe we can add more to it. Who knows? But for the moment, I'm going to consider that just about done. 20 out of 20. And don't forget to check out my other two videos and check out the other two videos, because I think you might enjoy them. If you enjoyed this one, you'll definitely enjoy those ones too, and you can see what the enclosure used to look like before I started making it look even better. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Golden Cat channel. Thanks for watching. What's that word? Bye! Not really. Just one more quick little tour of all the mobs, and go. Sniffer, Enderman, Pillager. There we go. Don't forget to tell me your favourite. I don't want to tell you which one my favourite is. It might be the Enderman, but I'm not saying. Bye! Oh, what's this down here? Is that chocolate? Oh, no, it was badger poo. Bye. I'm going to go wash out my mouth.